It's UPB here. The last trading day of May is over. Markets were down this month, so if you were a bull, you took it on the chin a little bit. A bear, you were pretty happy. And if you played it both ways, which some people like to do, you made some nice coin. A lot of moves here for option traders to capitalize upon. And today was no different. A great trading day to be buying the dip, as I like to say, buy the dip. How about faceplant? Turned into today face rockets. It rocketed higher. Not before I not before I got lucky with some 35-cent, $29 calls that went 60 cents in the money by the close. So they were in the money by 40 they were in the money by 25 cents. Plus you'll have the premium. That's what I'm going to be having. The premium. And the premium is rather large because of the move we had here. A almost $2 and 70-cent move from when I got in at almost the lows of the day. The premium made these options close at $1.40 by $1.50, meaning I could have sold them had I not been preparing for this video at just about the high of the day. I think the last sale went through at $1.30. So I got them at 35 cents. They went to $1.30 last sale, and I could have sold them for $1.40. That's technically, depending on how many you bought, that's $350 if you bought 10 into $1,400. And gosh, that was only a couple hours. For those of you who follow me on the iHub board or even in the Option Millionaires chat room, I posted them there right away. I joked around in the chat room that I didn't want to post them there right away because I thought people would laugh at me. I would be a little embarrassed buying Facebook calls after how beaten down the stock is. It's almost like I don't want to make any analogies that's going to offend anyone. So I'll just cut to the chase. Basically, the stock is so beaten down, nobody wanted to buy it. Everybody thought it was going to 20 bucks, which is the exact reason why it's good to play the counter trade, the opposite side. Everyone was buying the puts, and I was actually looking at the option chain today and saw a little more call volume than we'd seen the last couple days compared to the puts. And that kind of made me a little more confident that faceplant or faceberg, whatever wise remark somebody has to represent Facebook, would turn into face rocket. And I even covered it on the optionmillionaires.com blog. Check it out. I posted my trade there, and then I came scurrying to the chat room, and everybody wondered why I didn't post it there, and I told them I was embarrassed. Oh, that's what happens. Let's go to Caterpillar. I mentioned that in the chat room too. Sitting at multi-year support this morning at the lows. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, Caterpillar. I said if it was going to hit 86, I'd be a buyer of calls. And it didn't. It didn't hit 86. It hit 87.50 here. This was a couple weeks ago. I talked about it before it hit this price. And it bounced. It went about 5% higher we up until Monday when the stock hit almost $94 on a significant move up, and then has faded ever since pretty drastically before crumbling down to 86. And look how nice the stock moved off of that mark, that figure. I think that could mark a low for now. Mark a low, yes. If you go back, this price point, $86, has been a launch pad for the last move to 116, the double top up here. So each time it's hit 116, it's moved higher aside from the swoon last summer. So nothing's written in stone here, but it's just more information you have. Stocks are falling. Caterpillar's down almost 5%. It hits a major support line. There's a good chance it's going to reverse, and it did. I think if you played the reversal right, it was a 200% gain from bottom to top. And who knows, it could keep going tomorrow. But either way, great trade. Another example of why I keep all of my resistance and trend lines up, most of them. Uh, let's move to LVS, Las Vegas Sands. I played this one like a drum. Get a little closer here. I got in right at the lows. We were talking about this one in the chat room. Just didn't seem like it was going to break 45, and it held. And as I always say, the round figures are nice resistance and support areas. It's a lot of limit orders there. People probably had people could have orders in at $45. They could have been waiting. Stock was at $60 a couple weeks ago. They said, let's wait until it's $45. Let's put our order in there, Bob. Okay. No, but in all seriousness, people do put in orders. They want to get into a stock that more often than not, they'll put it in at a round figure. Or, if you were smart, a little tricky, you could put it in at 45.01, beat all of them to the punch. So, who knows, maybe that's what some people did. Bottom line is you keep that in your head when you're looking at a stock and it's falling like Las Vegas Sands did today. It didn't fall, it plummeted, fell off a cliff. I got 28 cents for the $46 calls. Great risk reward. And guess what? A couple hours later, they were in the money. In the money. Bing, 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 bing. Great trade. I got out at 60 cents. Why? Look at this. See the $46 price point? Same thing. People buy here to say, I'll get out at 46. And they did. We hit 46 and we fell. I got out 60 cents. Even when Las Vegas Sands later on in the day got back to this price level, the options were 10 cents cheaper because of time decay. So when you get a rip like this, a ramp, you got to be looking to get out, especially when the options expire the next day. And that's what I did. Of course, I missed out on more gains as we hit almost 46.60. These options probably went to about 75, 80 cents. So I missed out on another couple $100 in profit. So that's Las Vegas Sands. Let's move on to Netflix. This was a great trade. Not Netflix. Netflix. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's not the chart I bought today. And once again, I got in right near the lows here. Why? We just came right in touch with the 52-week low. It was a great spot to bounce. It wasn't a round figure, but it was a figure that popped up at you. I noted it earlier in the day when we were $2 away from it in the 64s. I said, Netflix, $2 away from the 52-week low. I said that in the chat room. Not that it really meant anything. But even me saying that, I know that that's going to be a price to be maybe a reversal comes from it. And that's exactly what happened. And I positioned myself with some very cheap $65 calls at 53 cents. And even after I bought them, I posted them numerous times. They went a little cheaper. You could have got them at like 46, 47 cents. I got out here at the high. 98 cents, posted that as well when I got out. The reason being, the same reason I pointed out before at Las Vegas Sands, especially on an option that expires the next day, you have to take advantage of this quick price movement. If the stock were to just stay at this level, those options would have declined in value based upon time decay because the options expire tomorrow. Netflix came back, made a lower high, and then faded. So I was very happy I got out. Who knows, it might be a good play for tomorrow as well, but we'll see what happens. I'm just happy I got my profit and I ran finally. LinkedIn. Oh, mama. This one made me shake. I got in at the lows again. It was a mirror. I was very lucky today. I was very lucky. I just kept flipping a coin and it kept popping heads and it said buy, buy. But I waited all morning and I got in at the lows on almost all of my trades today, which is miraculous, spectacular, stupendous, fabulous. I got in the LinkedIn 95s at 60 cents. They were 50 by 60. They might have went to 40 cents. I don't know. I don't care. And they ended up going to 290 before fading late in the day. Just a miraculous move. That's 600 into $2,950 in, what is that, 3 hours? You don't have to dig a ditch. You don't have to scoop horse manure. All you got to do is make the trade at the right time. That's it. Seems almost too easy. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes you buy and it keeps going lower. But when you study stocks long enough, you know LinkedIn, and we've talked about this weeks and weeks and weeks on end. We talk about it in the chat room. When it reverses, it does it dramatically, and that's what we got today. It's like deja vu all over again. So it was a great trade. We don't care if LinkedIn's got a 600 PE. We care about what we know, and we know when it falls, it snaps back dramatically. You can get that if you can capture that in an option trade. You stand to make a lot of money, especially the day before that option expires. So it was a great day at optionmillionaires.com, a wild session. SPY, we came back. The market came back. Another hint for me was that people were saying the dollar was stronger today. It really wasn't. The majors, the Aussie, and even the euro. Euro was barely down against the US dollar. The Aussie was stronger against the US dollar, so the dollar was weaker. And even now, it's still up a third of a percent against the dollar. We did have some awful numbers in the morning. That's pretty much what weighed on stocks. But we know historically, the last 3 years, bad news is good news, and good news is good news. That's the way this messed up market works. So with the 10-year at record lows, yielding less than a dividend on a Dow component, that's, it's just this wacky market. That's all I can say. And we do know that the wackier it gets, like we're gonna get QE, well, the Kool-Aid will be back. Let me just point out one last thing. I pointed out this bear flag at the start of the week. Remember, I did this drawing here. This is a bull flag. Stocks go up, consolidate in this flag channel, and then continue higher. Woo! We have now what I was pointing out. On Monday, we hit, once again, a nice round figure, 134. This is a support line I have, multi-year support line, and now acting as resistance. We hit it, pulled back on Monday, and then we broke down today, this morning, through the bear flag. Now, we pulled back. We didn't go through it with any kind of conviction. So it's still something to watch. Charts are not exact science, not at least as far as I'm concerned. They always look better in hindsight. So we shall see what happens tomorrow and into next week. I think Faceplant will have a nice bearing on the market tomorrow. It's going to be great. Hopefully I'll be able to sell those calls for more than $1.40, or I'll never be doing a video again. I can speak. All right, let me get this over with. It's the last video I did. I did about a 15-minute video, and then when I went to stop the recording, it turned out it wasn't on. So I wasted 15 minutes. Isn't that great? I'm sure you've done that before. Honey, how come the camera's... Oh, it wasn't on? Oh, anyway. All right, let me go. UPB here, Option Millionaires, optionmillionaires.com. What a fabulous day. And let's have a great one tomorrow. Great start to June. Goodbye.